Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. It is Bruce Jordan, the Michael Jordan Hotels. We are here at CLIC Connect number 8. And I got the infamous, famous, the man of the hour, Bruce Ford is in the building. How you doing today?
I am rocking the world today. How are you today?
Not too bad, not too bad. Today we're going to be talking about the hotel market for 2025. What's the outlook and what we got to look forward to. So my first question for everybody is, how did you get started in this business?
Well, I grew up as a hotel guy.
Nice.
My dad was running hotels when I was a kid. And as we were going around the country and he was having a family, and I was the last stop in Atlanta when my dad was running Georgian Terrace Hotel. So he worked for the predecessor to Omni Hotels called Dunphy Hotel.
Okay.
And in 1976, we ended up back in New England and New Hampshire, and he opened up a distressed hotel management company and then a hotel brokerage company called New England Hotel Realty, which evolved into lodging econometrics. So today I own the company with two of my brothers, and we have 45 employees, and we talk about hotel real estate all day, every day.
Wow, wow. So that means he definitely knows something about this market. So we're in 2025. Tell us about 2024, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and what we can see next coming into 2025.
What's amazing is the industry, from an operating standpoint, is pretty helpful. There are not a lot of soft spots in operating performance. Economy didn't grow or decline as much as some of the other segments because economy was very stable during the pandemic because it's roadside and hotel kind of thing. And they didn't have the closings that some of the higher chain scales did. So many of those upper chain scales really began to see the rebirth last year.
Nice.
Whether it was conference and convention or business transient travel or leisure travel that was affecting them. And they really saw a rebirth last year. So operating performance and operating profit is really up almost 25%.
Oh, wow.
Over pre-pandemic levels, but that's being eaten by inflation, insurance costs, cost of acquiring new talent or getting talent back that you had before. So it's created some different kind of performance scenarios for owners. And much of what the ownership companies are trying to do is remake their hotel for the next modern turn in the industry and renovate into the upcycle, which is anticipated to really begin to accelerate here at 25. So hospitality is a very cyclical business, and we sit about 2.5 or 3 years off the bottom of the real estate cycle, which would be roughly referred to as 2022.
Now, as far as the renovations, I know a lot of those was on hold and everyone's trying to recover. Like, what are the franchises doing? Are they pushing the needle in the renovations, or are they still giving a little bit more leeway?
Well, they've spent the last 12 to 18 months out inspecting the hotels because for a couple of years during the pandemic, they didn't go inspect the hotels.
Yeah.
They had cut the corporate staff. They had limited site visits due to, conditions, obviously. And but over the last 18 months, they've been looking at the hotels, and they know the guests are not satisfied with the conditions of many of these hotels. They know that the owners have done what had to be done, but not what should be done.
Gotcha.
And in many cases, the franchise companies have said pandemic conditions are over, and we want people to come back to work at the office, and we want our hotels back up to steam. So they're really going to begin to turn up the heat. If they're not already feeling the heat as an owner for renovations that are past due, you're really going to feel it in 25. And they have threatened, in many cases, to say, put up or shut up.
Wow.
We're going to kick you out.
Wow.
And with the rate of signings and the rate of interest in nearly those very top tier brands, the Hilton, Marriott, IHG, Hyatt, those types of hotel brands, if you want to be in the club, you have to dress to a certain standard. And I think that the brands are really keen on addressing that this year. And with supply chain problems kind of becoming a little bit less intrusive, okay? Tariffs aside for a minute. But with supply chain problems being a little bit less intrusive, I think we're going to see more renovation activity this year than last. And last year was still a very active renovation cycle with some 350 to 400,000 rooms.
Nice.
Substantially renovated last year. And if you compare that to the number of new hotel rooms that opened, we only opened about 80,000 new units. So in terms of what's happening out there, if you're a supplier or a product provider, certainly renovations and conversions or projects at existing hotels far outnumber the number of rooms that will open.
Now, if you're a hotel owner, because for some markets ADR hasn't bounced back all the way. If you're a hotel owner and you have to renovate and you don't have the money to do it, what are the options that may have?
Well, you have to start with when does your debt mature, okay, in terms of your capital stack for your hotel. A lot of owners are looking for key money, equity investment, because their, quote, investment in that hotel can be somewhat upside down. If you have to refinance in today's environment at debt that's 6 or 7%, that's a very different scenario than the last lien. Yeah, it could be some 400 basis points out. That's crippling to your investment. Okay, so in some cases that's going to lead to transactions. In some cases that's going to lead to equity investment. In some cases that's going to lead to bringing in a management company who may invest in your hotel with you so that you can maintain the investment. And I think the scenario is slightly different in the mid-scale and economy chain scales versus the upper mid-scale and upscale chain scales. I think the upper mid-scale and upscale chain scales may be a little bit healthier, and the mid-scale and economy chain scales might have survived a little bit better during a pandemic, but didn't see the real bump up.
Gotcha.
Off the bar. So I think some mid-scale and economy brands, we have to, sometimes we talk about serial converters, where they just keep changing brands. Okay, and Spark by Hilton would be a great example. 205 conversions in the pipeline for Spark in the United States.
Yeah.
An incredible amount of conversions. And if you think about that, they're going to be $10 below True in Hampton Inns. That's pretty good value if you're getting the Hilton family for that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Many owners are looking at that and taking advantage of that. And so their pipeline is enormous. But Hilton just seems to be able to purvey brands at the lower tiers of the market better than everybody else.
For those that don't know, key money is not for door keys, it's for the guests get in a room. Key money is incentives for a franchise to keep that particular owner or customer.
Right. So if they have a 100-room hotel and they need to do a $20,000 room renovation, the brand might participate with $500,000 worth of key money. And if the franchisee, in fact, does the renovation, some of that money would be paid back through other.
Yeah. And in this day of the market, $20,000 is going to get you some TVs.
TVs and a couple LED lights.
That's it.
Do you get a new faucet with that? So there's lots of factors and other reasons that conversions and renovations will continue to dominate the scene. If you think about the industry, in 2005 to 2009, we built over 650,000 rooms of new hotels.
Nice.
2005 to 2009 is 16 to 20 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
What do you do when a hotel is 16 to 20 years? It's time for that first really big rooms renovation where you can't continue to patch what's there. You have to pull it all out and put it all back in.
That's right.
Okay, if you want that franchise to continue, if you want that new extension, you're going to need to do that renovation. There are just a lot of rooms ready for dogs, okay, that are really entering that phase for the first time, and a lot of upper mid-scale and upscale rooms as a result of that. So transactions do also be kind of one of the other factors to contribute to conversions and renovations, simply because there is a lot of dollars chasing the hotel business, looking for that discounted hospitality real estate that still has some upside that can be created through remaking office.
Nice.
So lots of different angles, and I think, as I said last night a couple different times, everybody's got their position right now, and they're focusing on their position, and they're acting on it in a way that they haven't been over the past couple of years. And the past couple of years, they wanted to seize opportunity. I think they all understand now their portfolio right size is really what we got to do.
Correct.
If I have 30 hotels, I probably can't continue to hold 30 hotels. Maybe I need to be 25 hotels and take the return from those 5 hotels and put it back into the other 25.
Exactly.
So I think from that scenario, if you're out there doing work with ownership and management companies, that's what they seem to think.
I see. I see. Nice, nice. Well, listen, you heard it from the best first. Bruce, tell everybody how can they get in touch with you?
So Lodging Econometrics is on LinkedIn and on Facebook. Obviously, myself personally, Bruce at lodgingeconometrics.com. I'm happy to assist. We're here at CLIC today in California in early March, and I'll be on the road for a couple more shows this month. So you can also visit lodgingeconometrics.com, pick out many of our latest press releases, and if you're looking for information on hospitality supply, we've got your answers for it.
And this is the first time I can say this. Bruce is in the building. Let Bruce. Well, you know the rest. Thank you for watching another episode of True Hotel Leaders. This is Bruce Jordan of Michael Jordan Hotels, signing out.
That's it. It's a wrap. CLIC 8. It's in the books. I want to thank Bruce, the Michael Jordan of hospitality, for being at CLIC 8, creating all this great content for us. Great speakers, great panels. Hey, you need a hospitality intern? We can help you with that as well. And guess what? We had 2 Lifetime Achievement Awards, 2 Hotel Development Deals of the Year. We're going to be back next year. Make sure you join us.